Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we are looking at another SL-F1, and you might have spotted this in the PCM F1 video, all 2 minutes of it being sorted, or at least sort of got going to an extent. So this is the longer sort of going through it and checking it out and cleaning it up type video. So hope you enjoy it, and let's crack on. Let's have a look at this F1. F1 UB, known as the SL-2000, I believe, in the US. Quite a different numbering scheme there. These machines. Distorted video output. Okay. That could be fun. That could actually be quite bad. Because these machines do have quite a lot of components that can't really be easily sourced anymore. So let's put a tape in. It's labouring a little bit, but that's fine. So, looking at the video output, and that's probably not the best image to actually be viewing this on, but I think my feeling with this is the heads have had it. Basically, the video output is low anyway, but yeah, I don't know. There are things in the video circuitry that can make it look very much like the heads are bad. I suppose a clue that it isn't the heads is the way it's rolling at the bottom of the picture there. You see it's not consistent. So, yeah, it would help if you weren't seeing a reflection of all my rubbish. But, interesting. So on pause, it sort of gives a bit more of an idea what's going on, and I really do think the heads might be bad on this. So let's dig in and have a look. Okay, to cover off, my goodness, this deck has seen some life. Probably can't quite. Oh yeah, that's not too bad actually. That upper drum is so shiny. It is really shiny, and that sort of goes along quite nicely with what we're seeing on screen. It's looking very much like the heads are just had it, and the amount of, I'm guessing that is just purely tape oxide. It's just everywhere. So just full of tape oxide. Yeah, I mean, is it worth doing? Yeah, it's not the best, is it? Obviously very well worn. So I suppose I better ask the question to the owner and see what he thinks. I mean, look at that. That's amazing. The amount of tape debris. It's going to be a fun job to clean all that up if he does want it done. So, yeah, I suppose I better ask the question and we'll take it from there. It's also quite dusty. So I suppose we need to change some heads and the upper drum as well. So I don't have new, of course, difficult to get hold of, but I do have some potential donor decks. And the one I'm most interested in is this one, which is from another F1. I've had this years. Actually had an audio head fault, I think. But it's sort of dating back to the 90s, so I can't remember. Anyway, it's seen a little bit of storage abuse, but the heads, from what I can remember, are good. So I think I'm going to try these first. You'll notice the upper drum is different. This is the older type. That's fine. What does concern me is that screw there looks a little bit not good. But anyway, we'll see. See if we can liberate some good heads. Okay, so let's crack on. So I've loosened off the two Allen bolts for the heads. They're actually 2mm. So I had a little bit of a battle because I've managed to ruin. Yeah, these are already undone. That's concerning. Have I nicked them? Anyway, yes, 2mm, and yeah, they're very loose. Just wonder if these are going to be bad. Well, it's a good chance to go through all my heads, isn't it? To see what's what. So screw those on there. And you can use these then to lift the head off. But what you can do as well is if you keep screwing, they actually become like a puller or pusher, whichever way you want to look at it. And you can actually start to lift the head, if it's really stuck, off this assembly. As these seem to be, they are a bit stuck. There we go, that's free now. So you can keep just turning them, just slowly and steadily, and you can feel what they're doing. Allen key is not good. And there we go, heads are off. The chips look good. Might be worth just sticking the meter on them. I don't want to put them down there. Let's just get somewhere better to put them. There we go. I mean, even though they stand proud of the surface I put on, I still don't really want to put them on carpets. So let's see how bad these are. Well, apparently they're good. A bit borderline, but they're good. Which will probably be enough just to get this machine going. I believe this is just a spare deck. Could be wrong, but we'll see. Let's just see if it fixes the problem. Let's It's not connected, is it? That's encouraging when I turn it off and it goes up. Let's turn that off. Why is that doing that? Because it shouldn't be. So what's that meter mechanism is. It's not the best, is it? Okay. Well, we can assume that that's reading wrong. Honestly. Well, that's pretty poor, isn't it? Yeah, so it's reading low, but it's not. It's obviously somewhere about the same as the other side. Yeah, that's quite fun. So let's just compare, because we need to get some sort of reference on these readings. Now that the meter's gone a bit skew-if. So obviously this meter can't be trusted. Even less than normal. I mean, yeah, so they give an indication, but they're by no means one test's lower than the other. Okay, well, let's go for it. Let's just see what happens. So, heads are good to go. The upper drum is actually really very good. It's got minimal wear on it. There's certainly a good air cushion there. So, giving it a clean, that's fine. So, next thing is to get this all apart, and I'm going to recycle the tape guide assembly, because that one is better than the one on the other deck. And then take the top cap off. Do I have the right? No, I don't. That one? No, it's not. Is it that one? No. That one. So this is a dew sensor, which is something Sonys tend not to have, but in this case it's sort of quite important because it's used out in the field. So with the F1 you get this bar here, which I assume is like a shake-proof type assembly, and it's clamped, and the clamping is done by this assembly here. So you undo that. Don't have to usually take it right out. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's coming out, but you do have to take it out to get the heads off, or the upper drum. So, because I don't have a decent, that's I think I need a decent what is it? 2.5mm Allen key. I'm having to use an Imperial one. That's fine. It's actually not too tight. Interesting. And normally what I do is I'd put this in here, but because the top loading system's in the way, I just have to do it the long-winded way. There we go. Soldering iron. Get these off. Now, I have seen tweezers used doing this, and I do understand that's actually not a bad idea, but I tend to find tweezers, even if you're quick with the desoldering, they will still damage the covers, the cable covers. So I tend not to worry. How is this going to work? Yes. I really need to get some decent quality Allen keys for this job. Why do I think this is going to end up bad? No. I have been lucky. Maybe. So lift the head off, and let's just check this for orientation. So, red. Red is this side. There's a mark there, so that's fine. So I'm happy to go ahead and put this head disc on. That's all good. So that's that. Just do a double check on the tightness. That's already starting to fail because they're terrible, terrible Allen keys. And then we've got the older style upper drum. Put that on, and one of these screws is not good, so we use the good screw to get started. I'm not tightening these. Use the Allen bolt to nick a screw from the bad heads deck that I have. I'm going to put the damaged screw back in just for the sake of completeness. And then slightly laborious task of putting the key back in, the bolt with the key. Right, so that's tight, and that effectively locates the upper drum. Tighten the screws. Oh, nearly stripped the head again. Best screwdriver maybe. And put the tape guide assembly on. Super. And then pop on the super. So I suppose we're in a position to actually test this now. Let's put the old heads on the old deck just for now. Needs a new belt as well. Oh. What's happened there? Oh, honestly. Yes. Right, so let's give this a go. Turn it on. That sounds right. That means nothing. And we have a great picture. I'm actually really surprised. Yeah, let's have a look. So yeah, actually a really good picture. Pardon all the reflections on the screen, but yeah, that's great. I am really surprised. I thought there'd be at least a head clog, but yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. So all I need to do now is give this a good clean out and change the belt, change the loading belt, which is easy. You know how to do that. Just whip it off, put a new one on. And yeah, this is good to go. Really pleased. I will check alignment as well and probably bung it on the scope. But yeah, it's fine. I'm happy with it. So yeah, do some more tests, do all the work, and job's a good one. Started cleaning this up and starting to look better already. I'm not going to worry too much about the tape residue actually on the loading ring, although I will try and give it a bit of a clean because it is really bad. But just looking around here, you can just see what a mammoth task this is. I mean, it's just so full of tape debris. It's amazing. It's probably one of the worst I've seen for it. Pinch roller bearings are good, but the rubber is worn, so I probably will give that a bit of a rejuvenate as well. With these, well, with Sony machines in general, the pinch roller rubber surface isn't quite so critical. It's the bearings. If the bearings are good, you get good run on. As long as the rubber is uniform, sort of on its surface, it's a complete surface, it should be fine. I've even seen pinch rollers where mold's grown on the rubber, and I just clean that off, and they run fine. You know, it's just literally the bearings are the big problem if they go. So I shall continue to clean. As an example of a good pinch roll, you can see I've given this a clean now. It's still a bit pitted, but this is what I mean by the bearings. These are good bearings, so still running on, still running on, still running on, still running on. And that's it. So you see those bearings are really good. So if you test a pinch roller and you get a good run on like that, then you know it's good. So don't worry so much about the rubber. All cleaned up? Well, pretty much anyway. I mean, it's a lot better. It was quite a job. It was massive. It's taken me probably a good hour to get this really clean. Yeah, because I did some last night as well, and there are a load of the Q-tips. That's just from cleaning up all around the heads. Obviously, never use Q-tips on the heads, or anything that's got lint. Never ever use cotton wool buds. I saw a video the other day of somebody cleaning heads with cotton wool buds. It's just like, oh no, it's asking for trouble. So next thing I have to do is clean the capstan, so I'll do that next, and then I think we're about good to go. So yeah, I'll be right back. Looking much better, and so shiny. You can even see the reflection of some of the assembly there, which makes it look as if it's still contaminated. But yeah, so I suppose time to get this back together, but not before we try a tape. Fantastic, all good to go, working well, really pleased. Yeah, tracking's really good as well, and you guys must think I like the Spice Girls because I always seem to be playing it. It's Brit Awards, 1998 I think it is. So yeah, and good video, good audio as well. This tape's quite worn as well now because I use this quite a lot for testing. And yeah, excellent, really pleased. So yeah, that's all ready to go back to its owner, and just need to give it the final sort of cosmetic tidy up and clean up, put it back together, and yeah, really pleased. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like as well. It does mean an awful lot to me. Thank you very much for all of those who have subscribed. It's amazing how many people watch the videos but don't subscribe. But anyway, thank you. And see you in another video. Bye for now.